me you don't really do commitment, trust me.
한국말로 해야 될지 영어로 해야 될지 which more language you feel comfortable? I don't know actually. So, but I was expressed about English lectures, kind of a speech. But maybe if you don't understand the detail about the information, please give me any information about that. So my name is Lee Gyuan. I'm very nervous actually here because it's my first time to. So many persons are here. It's my almost the first time. I was in another cafe kind of, and I speech about the changing visa to some of the workers, E-9 workers in Korea. But actually, some of the Korean are here and other countries, Vietnam maybe, and Cambodia and Philippines. Yeah, right? Yeah, so many kinds of countries people are here, so it was almost my first time to speech in front of here. So I just wanna talk to you about the changing the visa because in Suwon branch, I heard that you guys have many foreign customers, and so that's why you have received a lot of questions from the E-9 workers, especially maybe they have a concern about the changing their visa from E-9 to E-7 4, right? So that's why I prepared like this PowerPoint. That's how to change E-9 to E-7 visa in Korea. So as you know, last year, almost 22,000 people from 16 countries E-9 workers in Korea. So many E-9 workers in Korea actually, and they have a concerning about that they are especially changing visa. So maybe they are going to ask you how they can prepare about the E-9 E-7 4 visa. So that's why I prepare like this activity and just start. First of all, who can change the E-9 from to E-7 4 visa? Actually, this is a basic qualifications. I mean, this is the only basic requirement actually. The applicant who wanted to get the E-7 4 visa, he had to live more than 5 years in Korea with E-9 or E-10 visa, and he had to make income 26 million the last 2 years. Every 1 year he had to income 26 million, and if he doesn't have satisfied with this requirement, he cannot change it. He cannot try to change it at all. That's why I said this is a basic qualifications. And the other company qualification like this here. So many foreigners, many E-9 workers, they have wonder that can I get the change in our company? Many E-9 workers, they have a wonder about that. So that's why I prepared this graph. I did not translate the English, but actually this is just an ordinary company actually, and this is a root industry plant, right? So if your company hired more than 10 Korean workers, just only one E-7 4 visa can get from that company. Of course, E-7 4 and E-7 1 and F2 visa also, they can working like this company which hiring 10 more Korean workers at least. But sometimes even below the 10 workers in their company, someone can change their visa from E-9 to E-7 4. So we need to check about the company condition in advance to apply that. And this is the second score. I said you if your income must exceed 26 million won in the last 2 years. But if applicants just satisfied with only 26 million, he can get just 5 points. Of course, if you have more make money in the last 2 years, he can get more points like this. And this is a license score. Actually, this license getting is very hard. Even those Korean who majored in university or college, they must be prepared for several years. Even those Korean who majored in college, right? Because it need to take a test in writing test, paper test, and the practical test also. So actually, this license getting is very hard for foreigners actually. But nowadays, many workers have interest in about getting the license actually. But you might think it's not easy, but you can concern about this license score. Yeah, it's also kind of your license can get. This is a kind of license by immigration law and Korean government to fix it. Not all of license can accepted by immigration office. Only like this license can accepted by immigration office or Korean government. Of course, related to their job field also. This is the academic background. If you have any degree, 4-year degree or 2-year degree, it doesn't matter where you get the academic degree in your country, in Korea or so. If you have any degree, you can get 10 points. Of course, many of the E-9 workers, they already graduated high school. So basically, they can get 5 points like this. This is age pointed. Compared to last year, age point is more and more getting very good because we are also younger, like young guys maybe. As you know, Korea is a very increased in aging person. So that's why Korea immigration also, they are reflected about their as a kind of a policy. So, of course, young applicants is very advantageous like a young guy. As compared to last year, almost from 5 to 10 points is getting good. So maybe it's keep going. Age point will be good. This is a topic and social integration network level, right? Not only about the E-9 workers, but also other foreigners who wanted to change their visa in Korea. They should get like this KIP. Maybe socially you guys know that. I know that. Sorry. The success getting the E-7 visa, I know they already completed their level at least 4 or more than. So, the competition to change E-7 visa is very hard. So that's why many E-9 workers, they are very concerned about this social net level. So more and more, immigration also very make important about, they think very important like this KIP level. Continue. This is this score is how long they've been working same job in same company. If he spent 1 year more, he can get 1 point. And of course, he spent 3 years from his company, he can get 3 points. The maximum point is 10 points. As you know, 10 points is 10 years, right? And it's not his pronouns. Applicant should prove their career year by like this. Prove document from the Ministry of Justice. He can get the document from the government, then he can prove it. How long he been working there. And another is a regular installment savings. It's a domestic asset in Korea, right? So if some applicants have an asset in Korea like this, he can get at least 5 points. But many E-9 workers, they ask me, I have 5천만 원, I have 30 millions in my account. Is that right to accept by immigration office? But I'm sorry that it's not. Most important thing, the type of account. Not is very unusual. Usually it's just to keep the amount of money in their account. It's not used. It cannot use anything. Only about the regular installment savings account only. So E-9 workers should getting the regular installment savings very strategically. He should make this account every month savings 80만 원, more than 80만 원, and keep the like this million more than 2 years, only more than 2 years. And continue. This is the real life case. I have seen a lot of cases about the curious about their thinking about E-9 workers, but I'm wondering always because if he check the contract about the house rental, if we spend more than 1 year with the deposit 50 million, he can get the 10 point. But actually, almost E-9 workers, they just live in dormitory, right? So that's the very sorry for that, because if he live outside from the dormitory as a strategically, he can get the 10 point just after 1 year. I'm wondering that why do not many E-9 workers does not care about this point. I just very wondering that. Yeah, that's right. I know that E-9 workers, they said to their hometown that for their family, they send a lot of money every month, so they try. But the other E-9 workers, just several cases, they have so many amount of money in their account. 5천만 원, 8천만 원. They just keep it. Yes, but I think it's no good idea for them. Yeah, that's right. So you guys needed to persuade about that case of E-9 workers. Please make an account like this or deposit. Sorry. This is a work experience. If applicants keep working more than 4 years, he can get at least 5 points. Actually, almost applicants they already have had like this point. But the other E-9 workers, they change their job many times. If he changed the many times worker, it's not good for him. It just keep same company is very good. Of course, the same field is also can accept it, like the manufacturing factory or wood, agriculture, fishery, anything else. If he working in same field, he can get the 5 point more than. And this is education experience in Korea. But actually, this point is not ordinary case, because if someone who have been in Korea as a D4 or D2 visa, he can get the degree from the Korean university or Korean language training course. If he get a like that, he can get like this point. From now on, this is an additional point. It's kind of a bonus point, I mean. Yeah, competition is changing. E-7 for visa is very getting hard and getting tough. So sometimes additional points is determined just 1 point difference. So very competition nowadays. So it's not easy to actually. So that's why you have to concern about the additional point. Basic qualification, they already prepared, some actually. But additional point, a lot of E-9 workers doesn't have much information there. So you can see that government recommendation and the graduate university in Korea. Actually, this is not easy, right? I said you. And the government recommendation is also not not easy actually, because it's not about the E-9 workers. It's a company has to, 사장님 has to do for E-9 workers. So it's not easy actually. I was tried several times. Yeah, but company 사장님 does not allow this policy actually, because the company have to inspect it by the government. Yeah, that's why it does not like that. And the other thing is the work experience in outside. I mean, if applicants work in countryside, not 경기 province, not citizenship, if we work very outside, in Korean address, 읍면리. Yeah, 읍면리. If you can check about the, how can I say that? 사업자 등록증, you can check the address where is the company located. Then, if the address is 읍면리, like this, you can get this point very easily actually. I saw many cases like this. And if applicants pay the tax for 1 year, like 3 million, it also very good point, 5 point. And study in Korea also very good for him. And the other point is the volunteer point. Actually, I have several cases like this, getting the point. Not only church or temple station, volunteer service institution have listed by the government. Yes. Some E-9 workers who want to change their visa. So then I was a volunteer in my church, volunteer in my temple, Catholic. If not accepted by immigration, it's very hard to agree with that. Only volunteer institution is listed by the government, registered maybe in government also. Then 1 year with 200 hours, applicant should volunteer at that institution. So finally, almost things done. So this is a very important issue. Not even foreigners and all of Korean obey the law is the most important thing. Especially the foreigners who wanted to change it or extend it in Korea. Not only about the drunken driving, violence, keep the law is of course very serious problem is important. I'm not talking about only like this. Don't forget to report the immigration office about your changing address or passport or your changing job. All things very small is the law. But the smallest law, if you broke the 4 times or more than, you cannot get any chance to change your visa or extend. So always is keep the rule and keep the law is very important everywhere and somewhat all of guys. So this is my last year, and this is my case. If someone who want to change their visa, they should prepare like these documents. And this is also kind of my client. Yes, someone is getting the visa for wife and I'm him. Yes, thank you very much. This is my so far. And if you have any question about this or other visa also okay. If you have any question, please give me the ask.